Ba-da-bum, 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 bum, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Alright, looks like everything is coming online. Everything is working. And that is good news for me. And good news for everybody who was waiting for me. Hello, travelers of the internet, and welcome back once again to Guardian Studios. My name is JGuardo1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the world's virtual. And I'm very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of the newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. We are back on the world of Crumbach once again, my friends, where we have been so busy lately. So busy. It is honestly kind of crazy. Last session, you guys may remember, if you saw, we managed to get our animals moved into the high pens, the tree house specifically set aside for our animals. We got cows on the bottom, sheep's above them, pigs above those, and above them all are the chickens. And everybody is settling in. We got grass growing throughout the high pens. Soon, hopefully, we will have complete coverage. Hey, Ellison, good to see you. Glad you can make it to the stream. Hope you are doing alright tonight or today, whichever one it is for you. And I hope the same for everybody else watching. Hope everybody is having a good day or night wherever you are in the world. Pardon me a moment while I get some stuff cooking. Give me this iron. What do I have that needs... Whoa, okay, the helmet definitely needs replacing. Helmet definitely needs replacing. I picked up a golden helmet at one point. There it is. We're going to stick that in here. Actually, give me that back. We're going to stick that not in there, but in here. There, because I might have that helmet become the gold helmet for when we go to the nether, if I can. Wow, look at how many potatoes we got. We're definitely gonna have to get a potato farmer nearby sometime. Hey, no worries, Elson, no worries. Thank you for dropping in. I hope you have a good time, and I hope we see you again soon. Thank you again for dropping by. Always appreciate it. Okay, so the things that really need replacing are my helmet and my boots in terms of armor. In terms of tools, I've got to get another pickaxe, so I'm gonna fix those issues. New pickaxe, because I'm gonna go mining and try to find even more iron. Hopefully those caves we found at the end of last session will provide what we need. If they can't, well, we'll see what we can do without their help. And bing, and bingo, bongo! There we go. And we'll put the rest of the iron away. And what's cooking, we will save for later. We're going to go mining for a few minutes, and then I've got a plan for today's session that is going to be very, very interesting, I think. So, let's go get busy with the mining. And for the record, the mine that I'm using right now is not going to be my permanent mine. I am going to upgrade to a better one at some point. Holy moly! What the? Oh, that must have been a guy that... Oh! Ho, 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 ho. Whoa! Almost a full set of golden armor, and the durability is... Whoa, okay. Okay, that That's cool. That is so cool. I'm gonna hold on to that stuff, and we are gonna take it with us. When we are done in the mine, we will put it away in the treetops, but man... Okay, that is the one thing I love about drown being converted from zombies. A zombie converted into a drown will drop their armor, and it'll end up being massive durability boost compared to if it was a natural drowned or still a regular zombie. Hello, Davian! Davian, good to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it to the stream. How you doing? You doing alright? I hope so. You know what I just remembered is down here? Lush Cave! I am very tempted to go down there and explore that part for a little bit, because... Or at the very least, go get some glowberries. The only reason I hesitate is because I know there's going to be some monsters down here, and they may be stronger than I'm ready for. But you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Who knows? We might find some more iron down here. We already just found a small piece. Check it out. Thank you very much. We already have some moss right here. Yes! That's what I want. Moss. That's one of the big ticket items. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Glowberries! Yes! Oh, I've got to have the glowberries. Oh my goodness, that was bad. That was a bad move. Why did I do that? Ha! That almost ended in tragedy. And I'm not even being sarcastic. Ooh! Drip leaf. Sweet. Bonus. I love the Lush Cave. It is so cool. Ooh! Flowering azalea! Yes, please. Alright, that is awesome. I think that's actually all I really need from down here, right? Because spore blossoms, I would take one, but... Oh, you can't keep them right now. You gotta get Silk Touch before you can I think you either need Silk Touch or Shears. And I decided to leave my Shears behind. Well, don't I feel silly. You started another world? What, are you addicted to the start, to the early game feel? Is that what it is? Is that what you're addicted to? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I love the early game feeling. I'm just kind of playing around a little bit. And genuinely kind of curious. Hey, hey, hey! If iron were love, I'd say call me Cupid. Ooh, hello. Hello! Nice. That's 10 fresh iron. And we haven't even finished off our old pick yet. Not quite, anyway. I am loving this. Addicted to the game in general. Hey, there are worse games to be addicted to, my friend. There are worse games to be addicted to. At least this one's not a gotcha game or a gamble game. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, there's a couple of gotcha games out there that I say, aside from being gotcha, they do very good job being pretty good games, but the gotcha element is the part that loses me. I mean, you show me all these awesome characters. Sometimes you even let me demo play them for a mission or two, or a quest or two. But then you're like, oh, sorry, if you want to get this guy, you gotta be real darn fortunate with the RN Genie. It's like, what? If you're gonna pull that kind of stuff, what was the point of letting me try them out? Besides, you don't even give them to me with their full power, and yet when you do the demo, they got full power. Anybody else ever have that kind of situation? It's almost like those characters you unlock in certain games where you fought them before during the story of the game and they were super powerful, but then when you get your player version, they're like, is this even the same character? Because by comparison, they are weak as all get out. Uh-oh. Well, hello, Mr. Dummy. Mr. Dumboni. Mr. Dumbone. That's what I'm going to think of that one as. He was Mr. Dumbone. He had no idea that he was a dumbone until I showed him he was a dumbone. Them bones, them not so dry bones. They're dense. Oh, I get you, Ellison. I get you. Hey, no worries. No worries. Hopefully you get more time to do stuff with your dad. Got some copper here. Nice, nice. Always happy to receive copper. Got some diorite. Although I may actually make use of that this time around for the build I'm planning to do today. Might actually be a good counter material. There's glow squid down there. Okay, cool. I found a place that I can come to farm glow squid if I ever need some of their ink. Very good. Very good! Oh man, the iron! No, I just lost a piece of iron. Darn it. I didn't want to lose the piece of iron. I want to collect all the iron that I can, so that I don't have to go make an iron farm yet. Oh dear. Ellison, what did you do to Eddie? You know Eddie is not an Enderman you want to cross. In fact, getting into a mess with Eddie is a really, really bad situation. What you do? What did you do to make him so mad? Oh, you're gonna build a Savannah base, Davian? Nice. That was, a little concerning, that sound. That was a creeper. Dying. For some reason. What was killing the creeper, I wonder? see some iron to the left of me. Monsters down below. Yet here we are, stuck in the middle with you. Hey, what's good, Leo? Good to see you, man. Glad you can make it to the stream, my dude. How are you? Doing good? I hope so. I hope you're doing real good. And I hope you and everybody else enjoy the stream, one way or another. Whoop! That was almost bad. Alright, let me see here. Ooh. Copper. I love gathering resources in this game. So much fun. Got 35 iron from down here. That's a solid start. Aquifer. But one that I don't necessarily have to deal with for very long. Good. Very good.
Is good, da? Da. Come, we fight like men.
Or whatever we are. Do you mean the llamas, Davian? Yeah, that would be cool. Oh gosh. Allison, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous game to play. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that's a dangerous situation of your own that you got going on there, Leo. That is a difficult situation to be stuck in the middle of. Trying to help a friend navigate relationship. Much less relationship with girl. Yeah, I do not... I'll be entirely honest here, I do not envy your current situation. Being caught in the middle of helping somebody with that. Just make sure that if friend's GF remains mad at him, she hath no reason to be mad at you. 'Cause an unreasonable individual is not an individual you want to have not liking you. It's not fun. Well, hello there, dimwits. I see you guys over there eyeing me, wanting to come over here and smack me around a bunch. It ain't gonna happen. So your buddy just found out the hard way. It's hard to get to me from there. You ain't getting to me, my friends. You ain't getting to me. Uh-oh. Another aquifer. I think we're gonna head back up now. got a bunch of iron. We can add it to our pile and be proud of what we have acquired. What is... Oh, that's the glow ink. Those little glowy dots are glow ink sacs. That's what that is. It's the ink sacs from the glow squid. Those poor, poor, stupid squid. Running, 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 running. Ay, 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 ay. Doom, 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 buddy. Dum da 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 dum buddy. Da dum da da dum ba da da dum da 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 dum da da dum. Hey, here we are. Oh, hey, that actually worked out better for me. Got a nicer spot to come up out of the water. Cool. So that creeper mess was actually beneficial to me. Well, you may be waiting a long time, Ellison. Eddie is a very stubborn Enderman. There was a time he tried to claim something which I knew was incorrect, and he would not admit that he was wrong. He refused to admit it, even though we ended up both knowing it was a fact, that he was wrong and I was right. He fought tooth and nail, practically, trying to say that I was the one who was wrong. But no, it was him. He was the one in the wrong. He was the one who had the wrong information. But could I ever get him to actually say it? No. So if he ever mentions having a grudge against me over being right where he was wrong about a certain gaming topic, yeah. It's because he's wrong. So these bits can all go in here. And at some point we're going to have to farm a bunch of moss, because I'm going to need that for stuff. Okay, yeah, that should motivate him. I don't think he likes that any more than I do. I can't stand that. Even just hearing the people actually think that's tasty is just like, buh. It's one of those bruh moments. One of those moments where you just look at somebody and you're just like, what? But you were so darn shocked you couldn't get your mouth open fast enough to avoid doing the buh. So instead of wah, you did bruh. That's the kind of moment that it is when someone says they like that. Me, I can't stand it. No. Never gonna catch me willingly eating that garbage. But that's just my opinion. And if somebody else out there likes that stuff, do me a big favor and just keep it away from me. Alright. At long last, we have the materials for an anvil! I mean, that's not the only thing I needed the iron for. I also just need iron in general. Like for tools. But the fact that we now have some, that we have an anvil, that makes things a little bit nicer. Because now, I can make name tags and actually put names to them. And yes, that is a very big deal, because up until now I haven't been able to do that, which is why our panda friend ended up disappearing. I'm thinking I'm going to put him up in the armadillo place once we get him. I just got to get him before I can do that. And if we happen to find a brown panda, or we breed up a brown panda, oh, you know I am going to keep that one around. Alright, Davian. See you another time, my dude. I would say it's not a great idea to do that, Ellison, but at the same time, I don't blame you for the claim of the intensity of your disgust at that stuff. Because, just the thought is black to me. Alright, I'm gonna have to set up a stairway for a panda to climb to get up here. Because I'm not kidding, I want to find a panda, now that we have an anvil. I want to set up a name tag for Poe, and a second for a counterpart, and bring a couple of pandas up into our base. And like I said, I'll put them where the armadillos are gonna go. Just gotta remember where I put the name tags. Wait a minute, I see it. I see them. There they are. Alright, first, name tag. Poe. Second, we'll go with... It's a good name to go with. That's a name. Poe and Yi. Poe and Yi the pandas. Just gotta hope we find pandas before too long. Okay, that doesn't even sound that... Pineapple, I at one point could have almost excused because tropical. But what you just mentioned, Ellison, that is... Let us drop the subject immediately, for fear of how our minds shall react if we continue discussing that slop. What? Splish! Splashdown. What is running? Oh, okay, that was... I saw something moving real fast, and I was like, what was that? Because I couldn't tell what it was at first. Yeah, you don't have anything useful that I can't go get myself, dude. The only thing you have that is useful, even just remotely, is your stinking leads, which I'm going to let you keep the ones you've got, because I already have a good number. I've got over 20 of them. Now, I've seen pandas spawn over this way. I want to run around and see if I can find a panda. Preferably, I'd like to find 2 pandas. But if I can only find one, I'll settle for one. Get a little chicken while I'm at it. Hey, it's a Mario parrot. It's a Mario! I am tempted to get a Mario parrot and a Luigi parrot. Well, yeah. The Mario and Luigi brothers. It's the Super Mario Brothers. Having them in parrot form would not be a bad thing. It would be really nice to find pandas, but I'm kind of thinking we may have to just wait at the base and hope they appear on their own. Because they have before. There was that pair of them that I was tempted to go get, but I didn't because I knew I didn't have a name tag for either one of them yet. Well, if that's what you want to do, Ellison, that's up to you. There we go. Alright, let me see. Well, while we wait for pandas to actually appear, better go ahead and make the pickaxes that I need. Because I want to put an iron pickaxe away for later. And I want to make a copper pickaxe to supplement me for the time being. Once the one I'm carrying right now breaks, that is. Okay. That was a bad landing. A very, very bad landing. Now, while I wait for a sight of pandas... I'm gonna figure out where I want to do the stone tower. The Tower of Stone. Assuming this is accurately lined up, I'm thinking I want to build it right about here. Parrot. Got an idea for a build to make later on this world. Might actually have it be near the jungle. Could be fun. Ooh. I just had an idea. There's something I've been wanting to bring back from a previous world that I'm gonna bring back, and I'm gonna have fun doing it. And something else that I want to do that I think is gonna be fun to do. Oh, Jagard, you are a genius. This idea that I've just had is that of a genius. Jagard 01. Super genius. And I like the way that rolls out. Jagard 01. Super genius. Oh, this idea I have. I'm going to enjoy it immensely. And it'll make for good content for the channel. I am quite certain. And I can always improve on the idea later if I want to, too. Oh, yes. I know exactly what I want to do. Are we back? Yes, we are. Just saw the stream was buffering. Did not make me happy to find out that it was buffering. I'm telling you, someone at Sony is messing with us PlayStation 4 users. Hey, the system still works, it's still good, and it still has a decent library of games on it. And I can't currently afford an upgrade anyway. So, if any of them are trying some underhanded tricks to get me to do an upgrade, it ain't happening, dudes. Lay off. That's right, the chickens have the run of the upper layer, as well as the next one down. There's actually a good reason for them having that connection between the two layers. I need them to so that I can keep waiting for the whatchamacallit, the grass to grow. I'm waiting on the grass to grow in the upper layer. Water is so good. Never underestimate the goodness of water. You know, if it were properly equal on all sides, I'd be tempted to have this tower be made by way of lava casting. You guys familiar with the term? Lava casting is when you drop lava down from a height and then pour a bucket of water down it. It makes some very interesting, makes for some interesting stonework, so to speak. It's an easy way to make big pyramids of stone when you don't have a lot of, well, not stone, but cobblestone when you don't have a lot available at the time. Also, for the record, no, these dirt stairways are not going to be a permanent fixture. I'm just using these for now as a means of being able to get pandas up here. And possibly armadillos if I go and find any for the current, at this point. Alright, I will be right back. I gotta go grab something. Well, hello, Valinor. Valinor Valor V. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. New name or otherwise. Hope you enjoy your time here on the channel, on Guardian Studios. And I saw what you just said. You're loving the base. Thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate it. Compliments on the base are always appreciated. Yeah, I'm loving it too. And my plan is to expand this thing for as far out as the jungle will go. And either plant and grow or build a bunch more trees to help make it feel like a proper dense jungle as time goes by. It's just gonna take a bit of time to do that. And I'm taking my time as I play this world. Not gonna rush through the survival or anything. A way to swing from tree to tree. Oh, believe me, if that becomes possible on Minecraft, whether through modded Java or through an add-on for Bedrock, or even vanilla for that matter, I am making use of that like crazy in any build that gets me up high. Ways to swing from one place to another? I would love that. Yeah, my plan is to eventually tear out some of the bridges and replace their wood with spruce. And then when I can get dark oak, I'll put dark oak for the fences along those bridges. Since those fences are actually meant to be ropes. They are. They're actually meant to be ropes, but we do not in vanilla have any way to properly simulate that. So I make do with what I got. you wonder why I'm tearing the blocks down, it's for good reason. I want to make the base of this thing 6 by 6, not 4 by 4. Because actually my plan is for this tower to expand outwards every so many blocks. And it may end up being one of the tallest parts of the whole base. But we'll see on that part. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5 from the highest dirt on the ground. See, I'm actually hoping to be able to instill some lore into this build, into this treetop house base deal that I got going on. With the lore being that there was once a tribe or a people that dwelt in this jungle. That ended up disappearing, but they left behind their jungle abodes. Oh, we got an obnoxious cow nearby. Lovely. But very obnoxious. There he is. Actually, that's already part of my plan. Avocado Arcade. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just saw that you were the one that said that about the other wood types for the bridges. Yeah. Already planning to do the other wood types, and already planning on doing bubble columns for getting up into the treetops using 3x3 trees. That's already part of my plan. It's just a matter of getting to the point that I can do that. See, unfortunately right now I don't have access to the nether, and I'm not going to the nether until I have diamond equipment. Once I have diamond gear, then I will go about getting into the nether. And I'm not going to do it before that point. That would be a recipe for my demise, if I were to do that. I'll tell you all something that I really wish was possible. I've said it before, I'll say it as many times as it takes for Mojang to decide to make it a thing in vanilla. Airships. And flying platforms. Can we please get some of that in vanilla that gets to stay? Because I know we've had the potato joke update, which gave us the ability to use, I think it was poisonous potatoes were able to be used to make a a setup for moving structures around, but it was part of a gag update, so it didn't stay. I would like something like that, more effective, more, I don't know the terminology properly, but optimized. More optimized. Yeah, whole floor, whole structure moves, Valinor. Something like that. Alright, Ellison. Thank you for the compliments, and I hope you have a good time playing Fortnite. I'm still tempted to one day maybe give that game another chance. See if the modern take on it is worth a darn. But I would have to give it a trial run and see if it's still as full of loudmouthed bullies as it was before. Because there was a period where occasionally the matches where I played, which was much earlier on in Fortnite's time, it was like every few matches I'd get stuck with somebody who was actually using their mic, who was either speaking what to me might as well have been gibberish, or was being an extreme jerk. And I wouldn't want to have to deal with any of that while actually trying to get the win, you know? And yes, a way to make it so that we have the whole structure moving, even if it wasn't necessarily like super sophisticated in the way, or like it wasn't super realistic in the way it moved, having a structure that could actually move, so we could actually build airships that actually travel through the skies, that would be nice. I would love that so much. Like, even if what it is, okay, we've got a component, you make it part of a structure, or you step on it, boom, you're going one direction, you're going in the direction that it's pointing away from. You got another block, you activate it. If it's part of the structure, it makes it turn 90 degrees. Sweet, I would go for that. I would legitimately go for that. It would basically be the upgrade that redstone flying machines desperately need, and that we as the Minecraft community have longed for forever. It'd be extremely simple, I'll grant, but you can't tell me that the Minecraft community wouldn't very quickly come up with ways to streamline that method of transportation. Exactly. We know that they can do it because they've done the movement mechanic before in the joke update that I talked about, the potato joke update. We had it there, but they didn't make it a permanent feature of the game, which to me was a mistake. They should have made it a permanent feature. If they can make it a joke feature, they can expand on it and make it a permanent one. That's my perspective on that point. And the fact that people like Mumbo Jumbo were trying to make moving structures in the game with that joke update, yeah, you know, that tells you it would be a beloved feature. People would be over the moon excited about a feature like that. Yep, that's the one. The poisonous potato update. It was a gag, but it was a gag that we loved. I never got to play around with it. I wasn't able to do it But I saw a few people enjoying it, and that to me was awesome. Again, even if the way it worked was you had these redstone-based blocks, one of them propels the structure in the direction it's pointing away from, another one turns the entire structure 90 degrees, that would be okay. People would still love it, because then we'd have a way to make legitimate in Minecraft vanilla airships and flying structures. How long do you think it would be before somebody made a somewhat realistic shaped dragon and started having that beauty flying around? Or before someone made an airplane that actually, because of those mechanics, could actually fly? And need I point out, if they're worried about an aesthetic aspect, they could always include needing something akin to the sulfur geyser type of look that they've already got reserved for this upcoming sulfur update. I don't know if that's the official term for it, but you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. They could do it. And I would love it if they did. I actually have no idea what this year's April Fool's update was. Whatever the April Fool's gag was this time around, I doubt it could compare to what they did that time around with the poisonous potato update. Of course, I would make a request of one other feature to go along with these airship bits, and that would be gliders. Not elytra type gliders, but something akin to the paraglider from Breath of the Wild, or the glider wings from Genshin Impact. Think about it. That's a solidly good feature to have if you're gonna have stuff way up high. You're climbing up into the high mountains looking for iron. You get a bunch and you're ready to head back down the mountain, but it's a long way down, and some of the cliffs faces are extremely steep, and it's a long way down along them. High risk of getting killed if you misstep. Just whip out the paraglider and whee! Jump for joy, because you are gliding in style. This isn't flying, it's falling with style. That would be an absolutely fire addition to vanilla. Actual gliders that you could use to drift down from high places or get down from high builds. You just scroll over to it, and if you're falling, it automatically activates, slowing down your fall. I wouldn't even care if it was an expensive thing to craft, or if it was something you had to go find in a specific kind of a dungeon or other structure. Just make it so that it's able to be found in the overworld, and people will go ham on finding it. People will go nuts for it, because that is a great feature. In any kind of big exploration-centric game like Minecraft, having the ability to glide down from up high would probably be a great thing to have. It'd be an amazing ability to have to be able to glide down from high places. I will give, yes, we have the slow falling potion, but that requires going to the Nether to be able to make that. You either have to go to the Nether, or you have to get fortunate traveling through the snow, find the igloo with the basement, go down there with the material to make the potion of slow falling, and hope that it legitimately has a charge left in the brewing stand. Exactly! That's the other problem with potions. They don't stack. They don't stack. You can't carry a whole bunch of them without filling up your inventory. So, there's no point. Nobody bothers with them. A glider would be far more valued. Hey, especially if in both versions of the game it was able to be carried in the offhand. Imagine that. Imagine the paraglider is the one thing both games agree as soon as both versions of the game agree, as soon as it's available, it is able to be put in the offhand so that you can use it without having to hold it in your main hand. You can be carrying something else in your main hand, and then boom, you jump, your offhand brings out the paraglider, and you are drifting down safely to the ground. If you want to offset how good it is, make it be that it takes durability damage like the elytra. The longer you use it, the more damage it takes, or as you use it, as you glide, every so often it takes damage, every so many ticks or whatever. Or make it cost a diamond or a couple of diamonds to craft it. I wouldn't mind that myself. I would understand making it an expensive thing to craft. But give us the darn glider! I mean, I wouldn't mind if there was still some damage taken with the paraglider when you land, depending on how far down you go. Like, if you have to travel a couple hundred blocks down, you're going to take a couple of hearts damage. You have to travel down, like, 1,000, that's 10 points damage. That's half your health. Which, that's not even... We don't even have to travel that far down in Minecraft. You can't travel that far down in Minecraft without being way high up in the air. But still. Ah, the wind charges. Right? The wind charges? Or are you talking about the geysers? Yeah, the wind charges. Wind charges are a great thing for them to have added to the game. I'm glad they added them, because that does give you another way to get up in the air for use of the mace, or for using the elytra, particularly using the elytra. But, and I'm glad the geyser is probably going to make it even easier to do stuff like that. But still, the problem with reserving that for the elytra is that's an endgame mechanic. And not everybody ends up using the elytra very much. I myself, personally, I love the elytra. I very much love and enjoy the elytra. It is fun. But every time I've ever gotten the elytra, I've started becoming tired of the world that I have the elytra on. Unless there's a lot going on besides whatever I'm doing. Because then it becomes too easy to get around. It's part of why my plan is, for this world, if I do any more bases besides the jungle one, I'm going to end up having... I'm going to make some kind of a highway between the bases. Not necessarily a minecart highway, though. That is tedious, and it takes a lot more materials to make than you ever end up realizing until you're doing it. Hello, Kelly! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Yeah, another point that's not so fun with the elytra is kinetic force. If you happen to be flying too fast and hit a wall, boom, you're dead. Unless you happen to have a totem of undying in one of your hands. Which, yes, a lot of players that get them end up carrying them in their offhand or something. But yeah, there's another point about the wings. They are limited. There will only ever be so many if you explore the whole of the end. Once the end is fully explored, that's it. If any more people join the world, or if too many deaths happen, goodbye elytra. No new elytra. Ever. Hello, Aura Vibes! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Welcome to the channel, or welcome back, if you are returning. Sorry, the name is a little unfamiliar. I feel like I should probably know who you are, but at the same time, I don't make that assumption. I try not to make the assumption I know anybody unless I know that I know the name. You know what I mean? It's part of an old phrase that I heard once. Assumptions are to make a beep of me. Assumptions are to make a fool of me. And I don't like being the fool in that kind of scenario. Although I do still sometimes make assumptions about the games that I play and the things that I do. It's an inevitable mistake. Quite busy lately, huh? But yeah, if I had to ask for one new feature to be added to Minecraft at this point, I honestly think it would be give us the ability to have a glider. Because... or a paraglider, I mean. Because elytra are good. Do not ever get that wrong. But the dangers that come with using them are not always worth dealing with. Because again, elytra are a finite resource. Once they run out, that's it. They're done. If too many people die, it becomes a pain in the neck to get new wings. Like if you die in lava, the wings are gone. Or if you die in a cave, and then by the time you get back to where you died, the elytra has despawned. Despawned elytra or burned up elytra are just gone. No getting them back unless you use commands. And most folks I know would rather not rely on commands in a survival world. So, either make it so we can craft them, or craft some substitute for them. And my idea for a substitute for the elytra, for most everybody, is paraglider. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See? See? You know exactly what I'm talking about then. All it takes is one person being too careless and deciding, you know what? This is available for anybody. Let me go make use of this resource. Oh, no, I died. I lost it again. And they don't learn. They just keep doing it, and then they keep dying, and they keep losing them. And then, what do you got? In your case, you got 5 elytras that are just gone. And like you said, and like we both said, you have to fly out pretty far to get new ones whenever old ones are gone. It's a lot of travel that sometimes can end up feeling like a waste. Better to make it so that there's an option that can be made as many times as necessary for whoever needs them. Either craftable, less durable elytra, or, more my speed, something akin to a paraglider, like from Breath of the Wild, or from Genshin Impact. Honestly, since we have elytra, I feel like the Genshin-style glider would be more fitting for Minecraft. And it's basically just a vastly improved feather falling effect. You're slowed down. Your fall speed is slowed down significantly, so you got a lot more time to get somewhere to make it so you'll land somewhere safe, rather than landing somewhere deadly. You know what I mean? I mean, imagine you go to the Nether, and you're falling, and you see there's lava below, but just off to the side, there's a shore. If you've got a glider, you can gently float over there and be safe. Don't got it? Well, been nice knowing your stuff. Hope you weren't attached to it. But at least then, if it's craftable, you lose that thing, you can remake it. Jetpack? I don't know about jetpack. But then again, you never know. They might come up with the idea of an improved elytra. Making some kind of an improved elytra that you can just press a button and zoom! You're off. And you're still flying. And you propel yourself faster. I could see them doing something like that. But then, I don't know. I'm no expert. That is the sad thing. I'm no expert. I am not a Minecraft developer. I wish I at least was someone who had a say in what Minecraft aimed towards implementing. But I'm not any of those things. I'm just a player. I'm just a guy that loves to play the game and has a lot of ideas of ways the game could be made even better. Not to mention a lot of ideas for games that could either be made or re-released that have been done before. One such of the latter cases has been on my mind a lot lately. A game that I really feel like the developers ought to bring it back to newer consoles as a fresh version of itself, you know? Amen to that, Valinor. Amen to that. They may have some slips and falls with some of the things they do, like some of the April Fool's gag updates being pitiful excuses. And sometimes the updates that they put out that are actually part of the become part of the game permanently aren't really such a big deal. But the fact the game is still going, that's a big deal. This tower is a good distance away from the from that jungle, from the from the rest of my jungle base, but this tower is going to be kind of an on the edge part of the deal, and it's got a purpose. I've got a purpose for it in mind. Whether or not it will fulfill that purpose, I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be big enough to have a chance at doing what I want it to do. What I want it for is to put a wood farm on top of it. If not that, then maybe I can just do a cobble generator on top. Sounds like an Enderman just stepped in the water. Dimwit. No, stream didn't crash, Leo. Stream did not crash. Thank goodness. But hey, thank you for the rules, my man. Always appreciate you showing up with them. Hope you're having a better night by now. Yeah, I don't remember if the rules ever got posted until now. That's the thing. I don't think the rules got posted until now. But I could be wrong. Your night was alright? Well, at least it was alright. That's better than it being flat out bad, right? Uh-oh. And I'm too low on cobble for what I want. I wanted to keep going up a few more layers. Hey, you! Yeah, you! Come and get me! Got him. That's what I was hoping he would drop. The grass block. So I'm going to check up in the top of the high pens. And if we still need grass up there, I'm going to place this grass block so that I can get some grass growing up there. First grass block that I've been able to get a hold of since this world started. The only way I've gotten grass before that is I made it spread the slow way. Whoa, good thing that little guy went elsewhere. I did not want him to be getting caught in the water elevator. That would not have been good. Looks like the crop farm is ready for a harvest. Might need to do that soon. Leo, all I can say for the sake of your connection to the stream, you may need to refresh your browser, or maybe clear the browser cache, if that's a thing. I don't know. Nope, I have not gotten any parrots, Valinor, mainly because they get to be noisy nuisances, especially when there are monsters nearby. And sadly, they could probably still detect the monsters down below while up here in the trees. So, yeah. As fun as it is to have them around, they can be very annoying. So, I've been avoiding getting any. Alright, so we got our space ready for pandas and armadillos. The stone tower is slowly rising. Pretty sure it's properly lined up for us to gain access from over here. The bridge might be cockeyed, but I don't know. Hey, I totally understand. I totally get that. That's actually a fun... That actually sounds like fun. I mean, all you gotta do is get rid of all the skulk sensors and not catalysts, the shriekers. Get rid of the shriekers and the sensors that would trigger them, and I can imagine that'd be fun. Making an ancient city into something new. Just be very wary of the warden until you've got all those shriekers removed. 'Cause, that is not a fun entity to deal with. Not by a long shot. Getting my first bunches of beetroots. I want to have a couple of rows of beetroots, but I mostly want to have wheat, potatoes, and once I can get one, a whole boatload of carrots. Once I get those, I'll start organizing them in chests around here so that I can stockpile a bunch of those things for trading. One more idea for an update to the game that we've talked about before. Can we please get an improvement on the bundle in the form of a backpack? Even if what it takes is a bunch of bundles and some iron or a diamond to craft it. I would love to have an actual backpack that can store several stacks of items as extra storage in my inventory. I wouldn't even care if it made it so that I still had a lot of difficulty carrying a whole boatload of stuff. It would make it so much better if we could do that. Or give us improved shulker boxes, for that matter. A way to make shulker boxes able to hold more stuff. And we give it bundle behavior, so we can just shove stuff into it or drag stuff out of it in the inventory. For crying out loud. These are all things that I think would be really good in the game. That tower is looking interesting. I would have used stone bricks for it, but I don't have any. And making them would just take forever. That, my friend, would be amazing. Having the ability to get different foods with different extra stuff, that would be nice. Yeah, exactly, Valinor. Exactly. Right now, Minecraft food situation is kind of bland. I mean, if you want the best food in the game, either grind for a whole boatload of steak and just carry a couple of stacks and just carry a bunch of it with you, or get golden carrots if you're playing on Java, because in Java you can get saturation, which is better for you in Java because they heal faster. Anyway, it would be nice to see more variety with farming and food. More ingredients, more seeds to be able to plant, crops to harvest, meals that can be prepared using the different ingredients in the game. Imagine you get some pork, or you get some beef, and you toss it into in a crafting grid of some kind with like potatoes and a new tomato crop, and you get this better stew of some kind that actually gives you like a buff, like a temporary strength buff. Hey, there you go, Valinor. There you go. Steak and mushrooms. It would also give mushrooms another use, rather than just plop them down and be like, hope that they grow for a nice platform. Which is not a bad idea for a starter base, but meh. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this session, everybody. It has been a very fun session, a very fun chat. To everybody who was watching live, thank you for coming. For everybody who was watching after the fact, thank you for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to let me know by leaving likes, commenting, subscribing, and smacking the notification bell so that you don't miss the next stream or video. It's all free. You can change your mind later. And if you do all that and share the channel with your friends, it'll help the channel grow massively. That all being said, thank you once again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, your bard, and your humble host into the world's virtual. And I'll see you all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!